It's earnings season, and a giant tech stock is about to report their numbers. You've crunched the data and have a prediction. You're confident the stock price will change somewhere between -1% and +4%. This is no time for a simple call or put. Your detailed prediction requires a precise financial instrument. To trade a forecast that specific, you need a tool built for precision. You need an option spread. At its core, a spread means buying one option and selling another on the same stock. You're no longer making a simple bet on the direction the stock will go. Now you're betting on the difference between two option prices, the spread. If that difference moves in your favor, you profit. Before trading went digital, option prices weren't widely available to the public. Brokerages received physical copies of the data, printed in tables. Here's what one of those tables of option prices for a stock looked like. Strike prices ran vertically, and expiration dates ran horizontally. If you picked two options from the same column, same expiration, different strikes, you built a vertical spread. If you picked two from the same row, same strike, different expirations, you built a horizontal spread, also known as a calendar spread. And if you picked two diagonally different strikes and different expirations, you built a diagonal spread. Those names, vertical, horizontal, diagonal, stuck around. They describe how the two options would have lined up on that old grid, but they also help you understand what each spread is sensitive to. Vertical spreads are about price, horizontal spreads are about time, and diagonal spreads involve both. Every spread can also be described as a pair trade between options. You buy one leg and sell the other. You could also say you're long one and short the other. What matters is not the value of either option on its own, it's the difference between them. If you're long a spread, you profit when that difference widens. If you're short a spread, you profit when it narrows. You're not trading each option individually, you're trading the relationship between them. That's why spreads feel familiar to quants. They're statistical pair trades, just written in option form. Discussions about spreads often use payoff diagrams, those clean lines showing profit and loss at expiration. They're useful. They show your maximum profit, your maximum loss, and where you break even. But they only tell one side of the story. In the real world, traders rarely hold a spread to expiration, and they almost never exercise it. They close their positions early, capturing changes in the relative price between the two options. Payoff diagrams show you the destination. You need price changes to capture the journey. When you understand both, you see how spreads behave, not just how they end. Spreads have a major advantage over single option trades. Your risk and reward are defined from the start. Because one leg offsets the other, you know down to the dollar how much you can lose and how much you can gain before you even place the trade. That level of certainty is rare in markets, and it's one of the main reasons professionals rely on spreads to manage exposure. A single long call or put can move violently with every tick in the stock or shift in volatility. By pairing it with an opposing leg, you balance those forces. The short leg collects premium, which helps offset the cost of the long leg. The result is a position that's smaller, steadier, and easier to model. There's a trade-off that comes from buying two options that offset one another to a large degree. Your profit is limited, but so is your risk. This is a feature, not a flaw. In addition to the bull call and bear put, there's also the Socratica Learn spread. Visit our website to find our finance courses. Your potential upside is unlimited, your only cost is time and money. When we first saw that old option table, it looked like a piece of trading history, but it also hides a useful clue. Vertical, horizontal, diagonal, these aren't just labels. They describe the dimension of risk each spread is designed to isolate. Now we can see how each one behaves in practice. A vertical spread is about price movement. It uses two options of the same type, either both calls or both puts, with the same expiration date but different strike prices. A bull call spread combines two calls. You buy the lower strike and sell the higher one, expressing a moderately bullish view. A bear put spread combines two puts. You buy the higher strike and sell the lower one. A strategy that makes sense if your outlook is moderately bearish. In both cases, your profit and loss depend on where the stock finishes relative to those strikes. The position defines your risk and caps your reward. Tight control over the price axis. A horizontal spread is about time. You're not betting on direction, you're betting on decay. Both options share the same strike but have different expirations. Typically, you buy the longer-term option and sell the shorter-term option in order to benefit from the expected effects of time decay. As time passes, the short-term option loses value faster, while the longer-term option retains more of its premium. If the stock stays near the strike, the short leg fades away and the spread gains value. It's a position that thrives on stability and time, not big price swings. A diagonal spread combines both ideas, different strikes and different expirations. It lets you express a directional view and a time decay view simultaneously. You might buy a longer-term option at one strike, then sell a shorter-term option at another. The result is a position that profits if the stock drifts gradually toward your chosen direction, while time passes. It's a hybrid, part vertical, part horizontal, like a hypotenuse. Directional spreads target one kind of risk, but others still lurk beneath the surface. For example, assignment risk, something every option seller needs to understand. The buyer is free to exercise the option at any time up to expiration. When the buyer chooses to exercise, you must fulfill the obligation of your short position. If that happens, your spread is no longer a spread. Now you have a single long option, and you're exposed to directional risk. So what do traders typically do in this situation? Most traders will close the position right away, either by exercising the long option to offset the short stock position created by assignment, or by selling the option and buying back the stock. After that, they might choose to open a new spread if they want to maintain the same strategy, but that's just one scenario. The other approach is to avoid assignment altogether by managing proactively. Instead of waiting for assignment to happen, traders often roll the spread. That means they close out their current spread, both the long and the short options, and then open a new spread with a later expiration or different strikes. Essentially, you're just refreshing your strategy. Rolling the spread is a preemptive move. You get out of the original spread and set up a new one before assignment can occur. That way, you maintain control over the position and avoid being forced into a directional trade. The word spread doesn't just describe a two-leg trade. It's become a kind of shorthand for any structured position built from multiple offsetting components. What unites these strategies isn't how many legs they have, but that each one balances risk between its parts. Even elaborate strategies like the butterfly, iron condor, or ratio spread are still called spreads, because they're made from combinations of simpler spreads. A butterfly is really just two vertical spreads joined together. An iron condor is a pair of short verticals, one call spread and one put spread, engineered to profit when the stock stays within a certain range. A ratio spread tweaks the formula by selling more options than you buy, amplifying one side of the payoff curve. Each of these strategies may look different on a chart, but the logic underneath never changes. They all measure the relationship between prices, across strikes, across expirations, or both. Complexity in options is just layering. The foundation is always the same simple structure, the spread. A special thanks to our Patreon supporters. They keep the lights on, the equations balanced, and the knowledge properly spread. Will you join them? Visit patreon.com/Socratica.